last time on House of Annihilation, the pirate ship High Havoc has been destroyed following its perilous journey from the Sword Coast to the peninsula of Chult. A terrible wasting disease is afflicting anyone previously raised from the dead, and our intrepid pirate heroes are stranded in Port Nyanzaru, gateway to the dark and looming jungle.
If you like what you hear today, be sure to subscribe for more content, rate us on iTunes, and head on over to our Facebook and Twitter. Tell us what you thought. Roll on.
We open on a scene where icy cold rain is lashing against the deck of a wide barge, lurching out of port and into an angry gray-green sea. Back and forth on the deck march a train of weary and malnourished prisoners, chained together by their ankles. There are men, women, children, all covered in filth, dressed in rags. In the center of the line, tripping over his chains, struggling to stay awake despite his terrible exhaustion, is a young boy. He wipes rainwater away from his eyes with his sleeve. One of the slavers, a ruddy-faced man with a gargantuan nose and tiny eyes, grimaces at the huddled mass and growls, "All right, you land-lubbing sacks of meat. Into the hold with you." The crew poke and prod at the prisoners with sticks and weapons, forcing the chain gang into the hold. Under the deck there is even less space, and the boy struggles to breathe. Behind him is an old woman, her elbows digging into his shoulder, and in front of him his chin is digging into an older boy's stomach. The claustrophobic hold soon smells of piss, sweat, and vomit. The ship lurches to and fro, and the boy does his best to hold his footing. The old woman behind him falls, crying out. We see this boy struggling to survive. His brown eyes become hard and determined. He holds his footing. He holds in his vomit at the smell. We see those brown eyes harden. They age, and as we zoom out, we see that it's Horrik Jones, struggling against a small horde of drunken tavern-goers, crushing between two alley walls. He's starting to breathe heavily, feeling the crush and remembering those days and weeks spent in the slaver's hold. So, Horrik, along with Rye, Cranston, Leanna, and Town the Cougar, are crushing out the back door of the Thundering Lizard with a mass of drunken sailors. Leanna's the last of the group through the door, and as she looks back over her shoulder, past the crush of people behind her, a gigantic lizard with a huge shield-shaped head and 3 arm-length horns bursts through the front wall of the tavern, tossing clay brick, wood, and glass everywhere. In the alley ahead of you, a woman trips and falls, disappearing under the crowd, and you can hear her screams as the other tavern-goers trying to escape begin to trample her. You guys are next.
How far away is that chick?
I would like to point out that dinosaurs aren't lizards. They're actually more...
Terrible lizard. Terrible lizard is the entonym and
Last
whatever.
time we argued about animal behavior, 7 more of them appeared.
all right. Lizards.
I've seen Lizard Week.
Yeah, you guys are right in it. Right now, you can feel there's dozens of people smooshing in on you. It's getting intense in here. I want you to tell me how you get out of this situation.
I jump up onto people's shoulders and start running across their shoulders.
Make an athletics check.
Is that athletics or acrobatics?
Whatever you're better at.
It's being a coward and a dickhead is what it is.
Then you're not going to like what I do.
Oh dear.
12.
Rye rolls a 12, which is enough. You manage to get up on top of some shoulders. You're avoiding the bludgeoning damage of the crowd crushing in on you, and you probably start to climb up one of the side buildings. Mm-hmm. All right. Who's next? How do you escape? The pain is starting.
All right, I get Town to clear a path for me.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Animal handling check.
Yeah, I have that. Neat. 14.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, considering you have a cougar.
Yeah. I never said he is well trained.
Town growls and roars.
Whoa, Town. Jeez.
And the crowd kind of parts in front of you enough that you have some space. They're trying to avoid Town more even than you.
All right, I'm going to start calling him Moses now.
Can I just follow in that wake?
Well, right now it's kind of just enough for Leanna and Town. If you can find a way to widen it,
I mean, I have a way. I just want to save my spell slots.
Oh, I want to see this now.
Yeah, me too.
That is a cruel, cruel method, I suppose.
We're in basically a very tight alley. The thunder lizard is coming up behind us.
That's right.
Okay. Then I cast Thunderwave.
Oh my god.
So you had a bad day.
So how do you? What's your instrument, or how do you? What's your instrument? Your bard.
Oh,
right?
this will
So
be
you-
with a drum. Actually, on the shield, probably just bash the shield with a.
So you raise your
With
shield
the
above your
sword.
head and start slamming it.
Just bash it together, and just everybody in a. I think it's a 15-foot radius.
Yeah,
No,
15
20-foot radius.
20
Gets
foot
pushed back
blast.
10 feet.
It's a blast, I think.
Oh, sorry. I read 2 spells.
Can
and
you
combined
push them
together.
towards the
Yeah, just 10
dinosaur?
feet away.
All right.
Basically, just a circle around me. So.
Oh, okay.
in
So
every
you're like
direction,
slamming them against the wall.
Yeah, and
If I have to.
several
You're
commoners
like
several commoners crack their heads on the side of the wall. You've got some space, but you can see now that you may have caused some damage to some people as well as the surrounding structure, and there is going to be some rubble falling down. You can everybody can make a reflex save.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Modified 20.
nice.
9.
21.
Roll in for town too. I'm not going to let your animal companion not die.
Better than me.
Okay,
Way better.
that's 5 damage from falling bricks, resultant of the thunder wave.
For who?
Cranston and Leanna both take a brick to the shoulder or skull. Horrik, you're the last one who needs to get out of here.
I try to shimmy along the wall, and then as soon as I come to the end of the alley, just peel around the corner and poke my head to see what's going on, but out of the way of danger.
Okay, so I'm going to say roll me a stealth
Okay.
to kind of squeeze around and
Okay.
underneath people's shoulders and between their legs and stuff like that to get out of the way.
He's got a
How much
happy-
damage?
A natural 20.
Nice. You're one of those, are you?
I'm one of those.
All right. You poke your head around the corner, and as everybody's starting to spill out into the street, a lot of the crowd actually run back around to the front of the Thundering Lizard to see what's going on. And you can already see that a crowd is starting to form around that front street. You hear more screeching and roaring from not just the Triceratops, but some other smaller dinosaur, maybe a group of them, as well as the screams of panicked civilians.
I'm panicked.
Yeah,
I'm not used to this.
rightfully so.
We should get to higher ground.
Well, I'm already scaling a
Yeah,
building.
you're up
Oh.
on top of the Thundering
on
Lizard
top of
now.
it.
Do you want to take a look over the front?
My goal is to sort of grab rope and sort of sling it down from up top to sort of winch onto the thundering lizard,
Do you want to try and lasso it?
lasso it.
Okay, so we'll start with first. You look over the edge.
Yes.
You see the Triceratops start to pull itself out of the hole that it's created. Extracts itself from the tavern. Turns around and is now facing down a trio of knee-height carnivorous dinosaurs. They kind of click and chirp to each other, and they're all surrounding it. You can see that the Triceratops already covered in blood and huge gashes from what are obviously Velociraptor's vicious claws.
Should I help the velociraptors kill the Triceratops, or should I help the Triceratops?
Well, if you kill the Triceratops, that means the raptors are going to be content and get their meal.
Yeah,
And
maybe
then
they'll
they'll
see me as
probably
their
leave.
leader. Oh, that's a good idea.
If we kill the Velociraptors, we get a sweet Triceratops friend that we can ride around on.
Or if we tame
That's true.
the we can ride them into battle.
And just beyond both of these dinosaur groups, you see more mayhem. There are Chultans and foreigners running madly to evade even more of the small Velociraptor dinosaurs.
Oh wait, so
Do
there's
these guys
tons
not
of
have a fence in
There's
this
a bunch
town
of
or
them.
something? Like a anti-dinosaur fence?
Seems like
You
something's gone wrong.
haven't done a lot of investigation in town yet. You
We just went to
basically-
the bar.
You hightailed it to the
Maybe
bar.
this is just the running of the bulls here, and this is just an event.
Sweet, let's get in there.
In the middle of this next street, Rye, you can see that there is a pregnant woman. She falls, clutching her stomach, screams, and there's a pack of velociraptors starting to circle her, gnashing their teeth viciously.
How much is it? Is it another 3?
Yeah.
3?
Triceratops pregnant woman. Triceratops pregnant woman.
Can we tame the pregnant woman and ride her into battle?
She's untamable.
I think it just depends who's faster.
Well, I'm going to swing down to the aid of
Yeah.
The pregnant one.
All right, give
Yeah.
me your acrobatics roll.
Da 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 da.
Oops.
10.
You clatter to the ground, and just as you hit the ground, the entire clothesline like falls on top of you. You're like, that was close.
You stand up and you got like a heart boxers on your head.
Just like Aladdin.
just like Rye, you're looking at about 30 feet to get to the first Velociraptor. As you hustle past the first Velociraptor, it's going to take a slash at you.
You
Didn't he
jerk.
swing down though, like on the clothesline?
Yeah, in front of the tavern. Can you guys not see the map? He's got to run past the pink dot to get to the other pink dot, which is beside the red
He's
dot.
above it though. He's on the clothesline.
It's not three-dimensional. He went to the ground. He fell. He swung down.
I thought he like swung to the pregnant lady.
Rye, the first the Velociraptor slashes out at you with a claw. Mm-hmm. It is 16 to hit.
Wait, 16 to hit me?
Yeah. Does that hit your armor class?
No. That misses.
Holy fuck! What's your armor class?
18.
Holy shit! Whoa!
Yeah, get good, Shaun.
He's a tough cookie.
I'm really good at dodging.
So you're the tank.
Wait, no.
Not really. Because I'm dodging it.
He's the glass
He is-
cannon.
You have like 50 hit points, don't you? Oh no, 30.
I got 38.
He is the barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are the tank.
You're the
You
tank.
are the tank.
You're the tank that won't get hit, so that's not bad either, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
So Rye, you're up to the next Velociraptor.
Excellent.
Do your thing.
I stab it. I'm using my rapier with finesse. 19 to hit.
19 hits. Velociraptor. You stab it in the back of the shoulder. It curls its head back to gnash at you. How much damage do you do?
9 damage.
Nice. It's a solid blow. Let's go initiative.
I've rolled 2 dice so far today. Both of them ones.
Nice.
Wow.
So far, so good.
I don't feel so bad anymore.
Yeah.
That's Jake. That's my Jake.
That's Cranston's
That's why I DM.
curse of misfortune in action.
So is that a 1 for Cranston?
Well, 5 modified. But
Okay.
10 for Leanni.
11 for Horrik.
One day you'll learn your character's name, Leanna.
No, it's with an I. Leanni.
Oh, I got to change it then
yeah,
because
you
changed
son
it.
of a bitch.
It's only
Rye.
12.
So Rye, you is your first. Go ahead.
Yeah. I stab it again. 8 to hit.
Miss.
Too excited.
Horrik. There you are at the right of the corner of the alley.
This is the nearest raptor to me?
It is.
Okay.
for long.
Well, I'm gonna swing my flail like right at its jaw.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Did we actually rest in this tavern before all this
Come
happened?
on,
or
man.
were we fresh off the ship?
No,
I
if you
can't
took
remember.
if you took damage from the sharks, you're still
shit.
hurt.
It's like we've never fought dinosaurs before.
10 to
Yeah.
hit.
I haven't.
No, your flail it sees you coming, deeks and dodges underneath your flail, and then is going to come up for a bite on you. So you can take your bonus action. So you, and you do have to roll for that one.
15.
That's better.
That
Modified
hits.
15.
Give me your warpic damage.
4.
4 damage. Okay, Leanna, you're going to go first. Leanni, sorry.
I think I'll go for the exact same raptor.
Okay.
I'm also a dual wielder, so I'm gonna try to hit it with my short sword.
Yeah, nice. Fancy dual wielders.
Yeah, we just want to look cool doing it. So. That is 18 to hit.
18 to hit. Hits.
6 damage.
Sweet. So describe to me how you kill that Velociraptor.
Oh, sweet. I do like an upward swing, and then I like open up its chest, pretty much.
Fuck.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Much.
And then I get inside of it like a tauntaun.
Okay. Velociraptors Velociraptors are taking some attacks. So we've got 1 Velociraptor, 2 Velociraptors on Rye. First attack. The first Velociraptor is going to multi-attack on you. So
Nice knowing you.
They're dual wielding too.
Dual wielding their hands.
Yeah.
1 bite, 12 to hit, misses.
Misses.
A claw, 20 to hit.
Hits.
You take 3 slashing damage. Second Velociraptor is going to charge you, and it's going to attack you. Now there's 2 Velociraptors on you, so they are using their pack tactics for advantage.
Jerks.
First one is a 23 to hit. Second attack is a 19 to hit.
Both hit.
So you will take
Oh, they're
You
gonna
take
make
5 damage from the bite, 6 damage from the claw as it rips into your upper thigh.
Wow.
The third Velociraptor, as you can see, just on the other side of that pregnant lady, is closing in on her and is kind of like biting at her legs right now. The Velociraptor that you guys just killed,
This is fucked.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are getting torn up. One of the Velociraptors jumps on the Triceratops. Actually, 2 of them will. Getting advantage. Hits.
Oh goodness. Well, if they're on top of it, it's not hard
Crits.
to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
We
so
might
much
just have
for
a-
the
yeah.
Triceratops buddy plan.
Yeah.
I was gonna send a town up there, but I don't know if there's gonna be anything left.
Next is the Triceratops, so I gotta do my damage. Sorry, guys, 1 sec.
Should town have rolled initiative?
Town should act on your initiative. Did you want to send him after a different Velociraptor on your next turn?
Sure.
Okay, that is
Yes,
9,
her. She's a cougar after all.
15.
I roll.
What? Oh. You roll what?
Eyes. My eyes.
It's like, what check are you gonna make? Yeah.
All right.
Pretty good.
Wow, these Velociraptors are tearing into this Triceratops. It is screaming, and it's going to lay down a gore. The Triceratops lowers its horns, shoves its huge nose horn into the bottom of one of the Velociraptor's guts.
Oh,
and
sweet.
Just it explodes.
To a fine miss.
I just tripled its HP. So yeah.
As it rains blood from the skies.
Are they minions? Does that damage carry over to the next one?
It does
Or-
not.
no.
We're not playing Star Wars. Cranston, your turn.
Do I feel like my assessment is correct that this Triceratops is really just trying to not get killed by these Velociraptors?
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. It's in that sort of like panicked
Yeah.
prey state right now.
Yeah, it didn't start this.
Yeah.
It'll end it maybe. But now those 2 lower Velociraptors are at the Triceratops, so I've got a clear line to the 3 at the lady.
Correct. In fact, there's even one of the Velociraptors that was on the Triceratops just got disintegrated.
Do I want to say the Triceratops or the lady?
I asked this question already.
Yeah.
Was the answer going to be different for you?
The Triceratops is bigger, but
We've been over this already.
Lady is
the pretty
pregnant.
lady might be carrying the chosen one.
What if?
well, there's
the-
also 2 lives involved because she's
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah,
What if-
yeah.
What if the dinosaur's also pregnant?
Dinosaurs are pretty cool.
Yeah, the dinosaur could also be pregnant. Actually, we have no idea.
I'm going over to the lady.
Begrudgingly, fine.
Fine.
I run up in between the Velociraptors and the lady, and I've still got another Thunder Wave in me, so I blast them back.
Alright.
And they have to roll to save, but they take some damage.
It's a reflex.
Yeah.
What instrument are
14.
you using?
Oh, this is the drum spell.
Fails. So how much damage?
They will take 6 damage and push 10 feet.
All right. He gets blasted back from the pregnant woman, and we're going back up to the top of initiative.
Do I get both of
Rye.
them with that? It's a 15-foot area.
I stab the closest raptor.
Do it.
It definitely hits.
Math.
You hit.
Math. 23.
That hits.
10 damage.
Your damage.
Piercing.
Whoa. Okay. You completely kill that one.
Yes!
Through the brain.
Right in the brain pan. That Velociraptor goes down. There's 2 Velociraptors still surrounding the pregnant woman. There's one still on the Triceratops. Horrik, you're there with the Triceratops. You're fighting toe to toe alongside it against this one remaining Velociraptor.
I'm gonna try again
Yeah.
to attack with my flail.
Okay.
Better. Much better.
19,
That hits.
9.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
You killed it.
Nice.
Good job.
Nice.
How'd you kill it?
I just like flail right over to the top of the head, and the existing. You're gonna be the raptor.
Oh no.
The existing pick wound in its skull destroyed its structural integrity and
So it just collapsed in on it.
squish.
Like a dying sun.
Squish.
Now,
Yeah.
can you mime that, Dan? Yeah. Can you mime the giant Velociraptor?
Mimes are silent.
one Velociraptor remains.
Oh, shit.
Leanni.
Town, get him! Pounces on his back, and then I, stab it with a sword.
Okay, go ahead and give Town her attack roll.
15.
That's good.
7 damage.
Okay.
You're welcome.
With the Thunder Wave,
Happy to
that
be
is
here.
enough to kill that one. So Cougar and the Velociraptor go tumbling through the street, slashing and biting at each other, and Town clamps her jaws down on the Velociraptor's neck and gives it a shake. You hear a crack, just in true Cougar fashion.
Nice.
That
Who's a
Velociraptor's
good
down.
girl?
Do you give her a treat?
Yeah, I give her a treat.
Oh dear.
All right.
The
And then I look at the Triceratops.
the Triceratops is all of its predators decimated. Lumbers off down the street.
You're
away from you
welcome.
guys, knocking over a few more carts and stuff as it goes, but it perceives you to be no threat to it, unless you are. It knocks over a cabbage cart. What do you do?
My cabbages!
It's just lumbering away.
That's right.
I don't care now.
Lumber away.
Thought maybe it might have an owner or something. Did it have any markings or
Did it have
a
a
collar?
Tattoo in its ear.
Make a perception check.
16.
You're going to feel real bad when that Triceratops dies.
You can see that this Triceratops is marked. It has a brand on it.
Brand, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. A brand on it was just a sigil that you do not recognize. It is of a J. Yeah, sort of like a spiky J shape within a circle.
I was just going to, look to the crowd that's gathered around and,
Yeah, does everybody look like this is just another Tuesday? Or
The crowd is gathering around and is kind of applauding you guys. And
yeah, we raise our swords in the air.
of course, finally, the captain and Haxil make their way out of the alley. Haxil is looking even worse than before. That seems the excitement of the crowd has really took its toll on him. The captain, Darg, is helping him away from the alley. And as you guys turn back to the pregnant woman, another robed person, all wrapped in white, bandages across her face, is helping the pregnant woman to her foot.
A leper. Maybe. I don't know.
Never assume.
Wow.
God damn you people. She turns towards you and says, thank you for saving this woman. You are truly brave souls.
Yeah.
hopefully she didn't see it earlier.
Out of my way, peasants! Yeah, this is the same crowd we pushed out of the way and terrified with cougars and shit.
And now they're all clapping. And they're all oh yeah, that's so
Those jerks from the alley. Yeah.
It was a real crowd back there, guys. Nobody knows
It
what
was
happened.
chaotic, yeah.
You guys are so much better than those assholes back in the alley.
We do what we can. Is this a regular occurrence here? We're new.
It is not incredibly uncommon for dinosaurs to escape their handlers, but for so many all at once, obviously something catastrophic must have happened to the carriage that this Triceratops was pulling.
Who let the velociraptors out? Who?
That I cannot say. The four of you handled yourselves quite handily. Are you adventurers by trade?
Yeah, you can say that.
Treasure hunters by trade.
Sailors by trade.
Adventurers.
No matter. You can tell that she kind of gives you guys a look up and down, recognizes. So sort of you see recognition in her eyes of of your clothes and the way you carry yourselves. She might have an inkling.
Yarr.
Yeah.
Even before you bust out the eye, mateys. My name is Sindra Sylvain, and I think I might have some work for you. Perhaps I could purchase you all dinner and somewhere to stay for the night.
Now we're
That sounds
talking.
good. I was just going to eat one of those raptors that we killed.
You do not want to consume such terrible
Oh,
meat.
right. Sorry.
Please, allow me to take you to my friend's house. Wakanga Otamu is one of the merchant princes of the city, and he would be most gracious to host you.
We would be honored.
So she takes you around a few streets, up a hill to one of several palaces that mount one of the two hill districts within the city.
The Syndra lady is also suffering from the wasting disease, it looked like.
Do you ask her about that?
No.
Does she?
I do.
Perception check?
She was just covered in
She
bandages
is she
and stuff.
is totally covered
Yeah.
in like silver and white silk white wraps. If you wanted to make a medicine check or a heal check or perception, I would accept your attempt to do so.
17 perception.
21 heal. Or sorry, medicine.
Yeah, so the two of you definitely can tell that, yes, she appears to be suffering from the same wasting disease.
How long have you been affected by your wasting disease?
She turns to you, nods, and says, the effects of the curse began exactly 20 days ago.
Oh yeah, we knew that, didn't we?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
they all started at the
just
same
like
time.
just like everyone else, then.
Just like your friend there.
Yes, our ship mage.
I have determined a few facts about this curse by doing an extensive amount of research over the past 2 weeks. I'm fairly certain that the curse afflicts those who have been raised from the dead, progressively degrades your abilities. I know that I am creeping ever closer and closer to death.
You seem to
For
be
the second time.
handling yourself better than everybody else we've seen who suffers from this.
I've had many years to grow very strong, and I hope that my resilience will last me long enough for this curse to be found, or cure to be found for this curse.
As do I.
Is your mission relating to this?
Most certainly.
Okay. That's what we're here for, so.
Really?
Yep. Our buddy here has it, so we're here for him.
That's why we came to the island.
How did you know that this was the source of the curse?
I read it in the synopsis.
This is where he was resurrected, was he not?
Oh, that's what Captain what Darg told us anyway.
Yeah.
Darg pipes up. Yes, Haxel and I, we raised him from the dead in Port Nyanzaru, and of course, the jungle had something to do with it. And he nudges you and says, nothing about the treasure.
What treasure?
What
Right
jungle?
now.
You arrive at Wakongo Tamu's villa. It is a huge palatial tropical home with a fortress-like wall around it. The outside walls are like 12 feet tall, in some places 2 feet thick, and you can see adorning at the top of the wall are huge carnivore teeth, giant silvered seashells, and broken glass that would prevent anybody from climbing over top of it. The villa itself, once you enter, is absolutely beautiful, and there are lit torches everywhere that emit no smoke and no heat. Soft music is playing constantly in the background. It's very, very calming and probably higher class than any of you guys have experienced.
Hey.
Hey.
Large, huge,
take
ornate
offense,
rugs everywhere. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. She introduces you in the foyer to Wakanga.
Sounds like this guy knows how to party.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
We're here for dinner.
Hello, welcome to my home. I'm very pleased to meet you. And probably what I forgot to mention is that the pregnant woman came with you.
She's being really quiet.
Syndra ushers the pregnant woman forward, and Wakanga takes her, says, "Oh, my dear, we must take care of you. Please follow me." And he takes her off into a side area. She is limping. She looks kind of like she's nursing a cramp or a belly wound. And he takes her off into his side chamber. Syndra takes you through into like a really nice sitting area. Decorative columns, arched doorway, rugs, big pillows. It's kind of like that sitting low on the floor and big giant cushions kind of style. And you can see through a bunch of windows looking out into a garden that there's a really beautiful botanical garden with a bunch of really strange plants that you've never seen before. Parrots and doves fly around the room. circle
We should
around.
all have parrots.
You should all have parrots. You're pirates. Why did you pick a
I know,
cougar?
right? I'm captain. I have the most parrots.
I ask Syndra if is Wakanga a healer of sorts?
He is like me. We are both wizards.
Oh.
Hopefully, with his magical power, he will be able to save her life.
I feel kind of bad. We didn't really like help her back or anything.
She seemed well. I didn't know she was following us. She's a very stealthy pregnant lady.
She's following us like 10 feet behind.
We all rolled ones on our perception. So tell us about this job.
Obviously, years ago, I was raised by the dead as well, and I have sought out all sorts of help for this curse. Over the last 2 weeks, I've teleported across the land, spoken to clerics, spoken to other wizards. I found that they are all as helpless as babes in the face of this affliction. Now, I have adventurer contacts that search the world and monitor magical energies and seek out anomalies within the magical realm, and we've discovered that some sort of necromantic artifact from within the jungle is causing this curse. Now, of course, Chult is a huge and wild place, ringed with mountains, choked with rainforests. There's more dinosaurs out there. There's goblin tribes, an army of undead. It's basically the worst place in the world.
We're really selling it.
I also know that there are untold riches and ruins left out there from ancient civilizations that people have been unable to recover.
Cranston perks up.
I have done my best to work from dozens of sea charts, logbooks, and journals to create something akin to a map that you could use to explore the jungle.
Cool.
Will you be joining us?
I'll not lie to you, in my current state, I would not be of much use to you. To be honest, I'm barely holding it better together than a Haxil is.
Our host, Wakanga, seems to be very financially established, as he lives on a high plateau in a big mansion supported by magic, because he helps a lot of people. Would he be interested in sort of financing our venture? Because all the people that he's saved are now likely to die at the end of this curse if he is...
Was he the one resurrecting people?
Well, he must have at some point in his history.
I can, to some extent, finance your foray into the jungle. As generous as Wakanga is, he is also looking for his end of the bargain. He is a merchant prince. And as good of friends as he and I are, I'm still paying him rent to stay here while I'm here. Mm-hmm. He is one of those who looks for an advantage or looks for profit in every action.
How much is he going to
takes.
charge the pregnant lady?
Her firstborn.
Whoa.
She unrolls a bunch of charts onto the table. Says, I'm just going to assume that you guys are in. I will provide you 50 gold each to start, which should be enough between you to maybe hire a guide, get some equipment. Should you succeed, I will provide each of you with a magical item from my own collection.
Okay. Well, since you're from around town, we met with some guides previously. Have you heard of any of these people? Do they have a good reputation?
I'm actually not from town. Wakanga might be able to give you more information. I'm from Neverwinter.
Well, we'll talk to Wakanga then, I guess, when he's done with the lady.
Maybe use a quick rest and some food.
Chill out in his dining hall.
As you guys are eating and chatting and talking, she rolls out a bunch of maps and kind of starts to compile them and show you what she's got. And you notice that Darg is taking a lot of interest in them, and she starts to mark off on a master map where some locations are, and he interrupts her, stops her. No, that's not where that is. That's over there. There's about 40 miles east of that. And she marks something else, and he's like, no, I'm sure that river goes east-west, not north-south.
Darg, do you have your own map?
I have information in my head. I don't have anything drawn. And
Are you illiterate, Darg?
No.
You can't ask that.
That was really mean.
And they work together to start compiling a map out of their shared information. So some locations are already marked on the map. Fort Bellarine, to the top right there, right in that forest, that's a Flaming Fist fortress. And Sindra tells you that the Flaming Fist kind of run any adventuring down here. They're out of Baldur's Gate, and they kind of want a monopoly on any magic items or artifacts that come out of here. So they have been using their muscle to force people to buy a contract or a writ of passage in order to be allowed to explore. It's basically just a fee that you pay for a ticket.
But, I mean, they're all the way up north there. We just...
Yeah, but they're also Flaming Fist exploring the jungles. It's a risk you decide to take.
Let me just schmooze our way past.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, we're pretty cool. We'll figure it out.
You are pirates, after all.
Yeah. Okay.
Not our first time
Oh, shit, busted. Yeah.
going somewhere we're not supposed to.
Yeah, as we're all like clinking our ale mugs together. Yeah. Yo,
This wine's
ho,
good, but you got
ho.
any grog?
So, Sindra, do you know what the nature of this necrotic artifact is?
It is in some way sapping the life force of those who have already died and come back to life.
Are we looking for a little ring, a gem, a giant temple, a monolith?
Such a powerful artifact that has such far-reaching consequences. I know that this is stretching across the known world right now. Would not be small. It would require a lot of power, a lot of arcane space in order to be activated. Probably would have some sort of guardian.
Sure.
I feel like a giant pyramid.
Does it have a name?
We have taken to naming it the Soul Monger.
Oh, good.
Ooh. I like
Oh,
that.
good.
And you're paying us how much?
50 gold pieces.
Oh boy!
Each or between us?
Each.
Each.
To get,
Yeah, but
That's
that's to get you started.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks to my part-time job right now.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
It's like minimum wage.
You're the new guy, so they send you out back to clean up the soul monger.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
put your rubber gloves on.
She also promised us a magical treasure from her collection should we succeed.
And my collection is vast.
Vast indeed.
Here's a magical Rubik's Cube that changes colors when you complete it.
Oh, cool.
Fuck that.
when? If.
Yeah.
Might we see your vast collection?
To do that, I would have to teleport all of you back to Neverwinter.
All right. Well,
Pillage her fortune.
maybe another day.
Live to pillage another day.
Do you have any rough idea of where the soulmonger resides? Deep in the forest of Chult, certainly, but anything more
Are
precise?
we headed into all that white stuff?
Yeah, you're headed into that unknown fog of war type area at the bottom of the map there.
Gotcha. Okay.
In terms of more information that I have, I could give you. Let's see. She shuffles through some papers. That's basically it. Don't go out there by yourselves. Get some help.
Yeah.
So you guys hear in the background down the hallway some commotion. And if any of you have been in the presence of a woman delivering a baby before, that's kind of what you start to hear.
How long does it take to deliver a baby? Jeez.
It's like
you guys-
Amazon Prime next day.
you guys are all chilling, eating your food and drinking some wine, and steadily the moans of pain and screams of anguish from the other
finding
room
it difficult to enjoy
of a
my
woman giving birth in a medieval setting.
That happens all the time. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
basically.
Yeah.
And after really only a few minutes, she goes quiet. And then Wakanga speed walks out of the room holding a bundle straight over to Syndra, pulls back the swaddle around the baby, and you can see that the child is not living. It's stillborn, and its flesh is necrotic.
Gross.
Damn. Insensitive.
I'm sorry, but that's really that's gotta be like awful.
That is really gross.
so sorry.
There's no one to apologize to. Like the mother isn't here.
As far as we know, the mother was not afflicted by the
fuck.
wasting.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Yeah, I'm just
that's a
like
weird-
traumatized.
That's
by
a
this.
weird curse, then. Like, is this thing gonna, like, prevent...
Yeah, that baby wasn't resurrected.
No, it was just no new life.
It was just normal born.
normal born. So I guess, like,
I think
if you're
that- It's
It's sucking out new life.
Yeah,
I
if you-
take my hat off and
I think that you are correct, friends. The soulmonger is taking more than just those who have already died.
That's terrible.
anyone that's been resurrected, it's like as if they've been reborn.
Yeah.
So it's taking
New lives.
all new life.
I play a solemn funeral, not funeral song, I guess, but like a solemn sad song.
I was just
On my
imagine you
lyre.
like, hitting your drum and
Not on
blowing
my
all
drum.
the windows out of the...
Just lay down a sad drum beat. I don't know what that sounds like. It's just that one part from with that Phil Collins song. You know, it was like,
Oh my god. Syndra, have they agreed to go out to the jungle?
scares me a little now.
I think we still have
You'll be
some-
fine.
Oh,
Wait,
okay,
yeah.
we're good then.
Do you know that there's two cat people and a dwarf? Have you met them before?
2 cat people and a dwarf.
We name drop the people whose names I can't remember.
River Mist
Yeah,
and Flask of Wine.
Yeah.
sure. That's
Oh, do not associate yourselves with those two.
All right, thank you. That's
That-
what we needed to know.
They are not paying their dues to Jobal, and it's just not a good thing to do. He will come after them. If he has heard that they are in town, and trust me, he will, because you have told me.
I don't want someone taking half our cut.
We just kill him later.
No, isn't that was Because was that the deal of the dwarf? The dwarf.
The dwarf wanted us to help him get his forge back.
Oh, the dwarf did. The other one. There was the third one, wasn't
The cat people.
Yeah.
wanted
Musharib
half.
is a madman.
Oh,
Those albino dwarfs. Ugh.
Is there anyone you can recommend then?
I think I can. Allow me to give you way too many choices.
wonderful.
You had us roll 2d20 last time, so there's at least 20 options.
No, it was 2d10.
All right.
And some of those were nobody's here. I will send someone with you who will show you around. You guys rest the night. It's a really nice place. These are the softest beds you guys have ever fucking laid on.
I mean, it's the first bed I've ever laid on.
I get motion sickness.
Since you were like 4.
I'm used from not swaying. I think that would throw you off. Need someone to rock me gently back and forth.
I use Mage Hand.
No, Town is like kneading me with her paws. That's what she's doing.
Wakanga starts by describing the different merchant princes for you, because you'll have to probably deal with them in order to get equipped.
Right.
Each of the merchant princes have a different piece of the pie, so to speak. Akene Afa deals in weapons, shields, and traveling gear. Raincatchers, saddles, wagons, and canoes. Ifan Talroa deals in beasts and beast training. If you wish to have a mount, you need to go to Ifan. Jessamine deals in plants, poisons, and certain contracts. If you wish to have some sort of insect repellent while you are in the jungle, you will need to speak to her. Jobal is the dealer of guides and sellswords. If you want mercenary guards, if you want to guide in the jungle, they all pay dues to him. Jobal has an assistant named Azan who will take you to the guides and introduce you. Queotha deals in all sorts of fruit, wine, ale, different oils and perfumes, and also insect repellent. It's important here.
It seems everyone's in that business.
Yeah, that's understandable.
If you wish to purchase anything of magical means or lore of the peninsula of Cholt, I am your man. And Xanthi deals in gems, jewelry, cloth, and armor. If you find treasure in the jungle, she is the one that you will sell to.
Wait, did you say you yourself are a guide?
No, I am a merchant, Prince. I am your man for magical items.
But you're not a guide.
I can guide you down the path of my shop, whereupon you will find many magical items.
I'm sure we will. Okay. Just name dropping in the middle of it. Asked him about guides. He's like, oh, and don't forget to look at the gift shop.
Do not forget, a magical dagger can be of great aid in the jungle. For when the goblins close in on you, and you need to take your own life before they eat you alive.
So can my flail.
I have yet to see someone kill themselves with a flail.
Actually, I think that would happen all the time.
You haven't been on too many.
Much of an adventurer.
Yeah, you haven't been on many pirate ships. I mean,
Ships. You haven't been on many ships.
All sorts of ways to kill ourselves.
As much as I'd love to buy a magical rapier,
Yeah.
You cannot afford a magical rapier.
Yeah, exactly.
I am looking at your clothes right now. It is not going to happen.
yeah, and I'm waiting for you to finance us to go into the jungle. To
He's not
save
going
your
to,
ass,
though.
But he doesn't want to.
no, he's not inflicted with this disease,
No,
right?
he is, and he's just going to watch all of his friends die.
If
No,
we
he just
kill
wants
him
to
and
make
resurrect him,
That's a good idea. Do you think we could?
No.
No, I mean, do you think we could resurrect him?
Oh, no.
Has
no,
anybody
hell no.
been able to resurrect? Well, not us, but have any new people been resurrected?
I was thinking, I'm like, why would we resurrect him if we killed him?
Sindri overhears your conversation because she's listening.
Our ridiculous conversation.
And she tells you that no, it is currently impossible to bring someone back from the dead.
Yeah.
It's being blocked, basically, by the soulmonger.
All new life is being.
Yeah. Just like the conduit, the life
this-
conduit is clogged.
Is this happening to animals too?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
That is not something I've investigated.
Maybe you should.
We should go to the
Well,
stables.
it's not that I see them as lesser beings, but they're not frequently raised from the dead, so we don't have much, means of diagnosing past.
Do you have any
changes.
baby dinosaurs around here?
I'm not going to spend the tens of thousands of gold in order to attempt to resurrect a baby dinosaur.
No, like, if there's a freshly born baby dinosaur, that means, like, it's not affecting them.
Yeah, actually,
you
that's
mean
really
like a
good
freshly
point.
hatched egg?
Yes.
That would be something to look into.
Yeah, that doesn't sound hard.
All right.
Then do it.
That'll be. Then just do it. Yeah.
Fine, I'll do all the work. Whatever. It's not like this is your town or anything.
What have you been doing for 2 weeks? Bookworm.
Okay, so you guys take a long
Get
rest.
Real aggro for no
You
reason.
wake up. You wake up in the morning. You are again treated to a very delicious breakfast. Wagonga welcomes Azon, a teenage Chultan with a very colorful, robe and turban on, and he is excited to take you down to the marketplace and introduce you to some guides. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, you ready to go?
Yeah, you're gonna explore the jungle.
Too early
Hell
for
yeah.
this much enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now. I heard you say those are up at dawn.
I thought we also already established that we can't afford to do anything.
We have money now.
Cinder just
Sailors are up
gave
at dawn.
you like 50 gold
Pirates
each.
are
You
up
got
at
at least
noon.
200 gold.
At least 200. I got 60 gold.
I got 60 gold
Shit,
as well.
son. So if you all have 60, then you all have 240
Oh,
together.
I got 65.
245?
Not anymore. Sleight of hand.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I should remove one. I have 64.
Oh, right. You threw one of the dragon turtle.
Azon is walking you down to the market.
If he's skipping, I'm gonna push him.
He is not skipping, but he is doing like a really wide walk motion with his arms.
Just give me the signal when you want me to cast sleep on him.
You got it.
Anyways, so I got a whole bunch of people
Right out the front door. Just
lined up. They are excited to take you out into the wilderness. All right. First of all, I've got Azaka Stormfang. She is one hot piece of work. She is ready to go out into the jungle. She is.
Inappropriate way to speak about your elders.
What are you talking about? She's fierce. Don't fuck around with her because she will bite your throat out. She is a very experienced guide. She's prepared to take you out there, and I hear that she's interested in exploring around the Firefinger, which is a big tower out there. Next person is Eku. Now, she is similarly kind of badass, but more of like a witch doctory grandma who knows everything about the jungle sort of way. Not going to be as much of a fighter as Azaka, but definitely a good guide. I would definitely
no grandmas.
recommend.
You can take all grandmas off your list.
All right.
No, keep them on there.
She knows her shit, man. She knows her shit. Next I've got, these gentlemen are brand new to the scene. Farul and Gondolo. Farul.
Jarul,
Not Jarul.
If they're new to the scene, it sounds like they'd be shitty guides. I don't know where we're going.
Farul and Gondolo, you get 2 guides for the price of 1.
Never
These
mind,
guys
I like
work
that.
together. They are excellent crew.
Looks like a guide and a half.
Very friendly.
One guy rides on the other guy.
One of them is a halfling.
You can't say that.
Guy and a half. He's a halfling. It makes sense. It's perfectly appropriate.
Sorry. All right. Tell us more about Farul.
Farul and Gondolo, their tagline is that the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work, and these guys claim to be heavy lifters.
Because he's lifting the halfling up on his shoulders.
Yeah, halflings can lift 10 times their own weight. I read that in a book.
Wow. So, like, half what a human can lift. That's fine.
Next, we got Hugh Hackenstone, reliable dwarf fella.
That's badass.
Oh.
He's got the scars to prove that he's been in the shit.
Can I ask him about his scars?
I don't know. He can be a little bit ornery sometimes, but of everybody you've seen so far, him and Azaka are the most,
That's cool.
I mean, we got the violence part covered, I feel
Yeah,
like.
I think we should pick the funniest one for Shaun to roll.
Okay, I got 2 more candidates. Musharib. He is a albino dwarf. Now,
Oh, yeah.
don't let the smell bother you. They're just like that. All right?
Pass.
Are you sure?
If he smells that bad.
Okay.
Musharib is the guy we met in the tavern, right?
I mean, we're gonna smell bad things in the forest anyway.
So we might as well not make it any worse on ourselves.
Yeah, I'm with Horrik on this one.
Your last choice.
Last chance, yeah.
Last chance for redemption is Salida. She is, I would say, similarly dangerous, but in a more cold and calculating sort of way. She's reported to know her way around to a few areas that some of the other guides don't know about. But she's a bit of a mystery. If you know what I mean, I want to uncover that mystery.
As on your
Keep it in your pants.
Look, guys, I work for a real hard ass. And these tour guides are the only time I get to cut loose. So just...
What are the costs for each of them?
They're all about the same. But basically they all have some sort of deal where they're willing to cut you something if you help them with the
Then we should go for the pair, because then we're getting twice as much eyes.
No, 1.5 as much.
Yeah, but they don't know shit about nothing.
I vote for Hugh Hackenstone. He's obviously experienced. He has survived many battles. He has many facial scars.
How many people come back with him?
Yeah.
So
Like, he might be the only survivor every time.
So let's narrow it down to 2 or 3. I mean, Ferrul and Gondolo, sure. I think they shortlist just for the novelty of it.
I really hope they make the cut.
And then, I don't know, I thought like the witch doctor lady would probably be...
The grandma?
Yeah.
I was also into that one.
Yeah, I thought she'd have good knowledge.
She scares me.
Why is that, Horrik?
Because she's fucking scary.
Okay.
Don't you want your
don't like
opponents
old
facing
ladies?
off against that? Don't you want her on our side?
I feel like...
Look, I told you, Hugh Hackenstone. With that many scars, you know he's a good choice.
You get 1 vote. All right.
Well, there's my 1 vote.
You guys head into a tavern. It's every bit as dingy and gross as the Thundering Lizard was. So Hugh turns to you, takes a huge swig of his beer. The ale is dripping down his beard. I stood atop every mountain in Schult. I know every gorge and crevice, every plateau and trail. My memory is an iron trap. I forget nothing. Trust a dwarf, I always say, because a dwarf will never steer you wrong. I'm fearless. There's no dragon, beast, or undead horror that scares me. You want the guy that runs away at the first sign of danger? No. You want the dwarf. And I'm the toughest dwarf around. The red dragon bit off my arm. He, pulls his other arm out of his cloak, and you can see that it's a stump with a hook on it.
Do we get a discount?
Takes more than a dragon to stop Hugh Hackenstone. I charge 5 gold coins a day and expect a 30-day payment up front.
So, I mean, 4 arms compared to 1. I do like him.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking Hugh Hackenstone.
Well, let's hear the other 2. 3.
All right.
We'll call it.
All right, Hugh. I'm sold, but me fucking friends aren't. We'll be back in a minute.
Look, don't swear for no fucking reason, all right?
Sorry, Hugh.
I didn't know you had manners. All right.
These guys are going to get along just fine.
So you go to find Iku. She is working alongside one of her sisters at a dyeing shop. Schult doesn't have its own fiber industry, but they import fabrics and then dye them because they have so many various plants and stuff. So she's helping out, and everybody here is up to their arms in purple or pink or yellow or red. She invites you in and gives each of you a bandana that was just freshly dyed and cleaned.
Nice.
Yeah.
Swag.
So you each
Yeah.
get a different color of your own choice. And she says, while the lure of pillaging the antiquity of Schult is a temptation, I appeal to those who find fulfillment in doing actual good in the world.
This might not work.
I seek to rid the jungle of evil. There are many ruins and ancient temples that must be reclaimed, so that the spirits of nature can return to their sacred places and live in peace. There are evil impostors who seek to bind you with promises of gold, but will only guide you to blades in your throats. My standard rate is 5 gold pieces a day with 30-day payment up front. A small portion of that goes to pay off the merchant Prince Jabal. The rest I give to charity.
Jesus.
If you were a tree, what tree would you be?
I would be a large, majestic banana tree, so that my fruit could go forth and feed all of the children of the town.
Oh my
She does
god,
not
that's so
sound like
fucking
our
boring.
kind of person.
She's probably the evilest of all of them. She's just hiding it. I just like the sound of witch doctor powers, but I don't know.
I don't like the sound of the person.
Have you ever raised someone from the dead?
I'm afraid such power is beyond my reach.
Oh, okay.
As you write something in your notepad.
Yeah. You know, we're looking
No
for someone who
resolution.
can raise people from the dead at least 5 to 7 years experience.
Understood.
Sorry, I don't think.
Good
I don't
luck
think
with
this
that.
is going to work out.
Thank you for coming in, though.
We really
No
appreciate
problem.
your time.
I keep
Not
the
you,
bandana. I keep the bandana.
but your time.
Yeah, the bandana was really nice. Thanks.
Thank you.
That was a good touch. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, you can keep the pen. That's okay.
If you don't hear from us,
I
within
also
20
sell
days-
information. You don't necessarily have to hire me out into the jungle. So if you require something about Schult or its inhabitants for small fees, I can dispense information.
That's something I'd be interested in. Thank you.
Of course.
Unlike your
Be
other
safe out there.
services. All right, let's.
So Ferrul and Gondolo are at the other tavern that you guys didn't go to, the fancy one.
Oh, fancy one.
They are about 2 pitchers deep when you arrive.
I like him.
I think we'll have fun with.
Ferrul is a human. He looks to be about mid-20s, and Gondolo, the halfling, about 60 or 70. Why pay for one guide when you can have 2 for the same price? We have the smarts, the goods, and our own Triceratops.
I noticed.
You'll see, it's just parked out back. And then Gondolo jumps in. Treasure abounds. When we're done leading you to all the ancient sites and sacred places we know of, you will be swimming
I'm changing my vote.
in both gold and magic. All the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work. Do not be fooled. When we return to Port Nyanzaru, you will have tales and fortunes to last a lifetime. Of course, we do charge a fee. Our price is 5 gold pieces per day with a 30-day payment up front. We're glad to reduce our rate for any equal shares of treasure found.
No.
That's 2 shares extra.
Damn. No, he said 2 for the price of 1, so they count as 1 share.
Wait, equal shares, whatever that means that I like better.
You get half.
1.5.
Half. I'll take half.
No. I mean half a share.
We'll take half. Half sounds good.
I gotta say, I'm sold on the Triceratops.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Can we ride the Triceratops?
Fucking man.
He'll pull things.
But he doesn't have a Triceratops.
No.
I mean, it's a gigantic beast of burden that can also gore shit. So
Yeah. And then this is, 2 extra perception checks.
2 extra people to get
We
stabbed
could
before
ride
we do.
on it.
Yeah.
And we get to make Shaun
that,
juggle
actually.
voices. That's
But-
pretty fun, too.
But you could think about it.
All
I
right.
think my vote is, I know what I want.
All right.
I'm ready to...
Let's
We get
do a
up the roses.
sidebar. Yeah.
Rule and Gondola.
All right.
You guys are picking Ferrul and Gondola?
I think so.
We're really excited to be going with you guys. Here's what we'll do. You guys can pay us that 30-day payment right now or at some point today after you see your financiers, and we'll meet you at the West Gate, say tomorrow, 10:30?
I mean, we have a map, too. We can navigate,
mid-morning?
so-
Oh, you don't want to try navigating the jungles on your own. They are topsy-turvy.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Have you ever been in the jungle?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Many times. We know our shit, gentlemen.
Tell me 3 fun jungle facts.
There are bugs. Get some bug repellent. There is no drinkable water in the rivers. You need a rain catcher. And number 3, we're going to stay west to avoid undead.
I don't know if those were fun.
I mean,
They're important.
I think we made a terrible mistake.
I'm on board. I think these guys are great.
I think they fit us.
You guys promptly at mid-morning, after everybody's had a long breakfast, arrive at the west gate of Port Nyanzaru. The west gate of the actual proper walls looks out over sort of a slum district, and there are some ziggurats that mark some of the borders of the town, as well as form kind of like tenement buildings for the poorer elements of Port Nyanzaru. Ferrul and Gondolo are there,
They
obviously
managed to get to the entrance.
hungover, with a cart strapped to the back of their ancient Triceratops. Ferrul looks up at you and says, hey, you guys need a guide? See you next week.
House of Bob is sponsored by Ian at Bowen Island Beers. The music in this episode, including Twisted, Snowdrop, 5 Armies, Lagoa, Artifact, The Other Side of the Door, Local Forecast, Mellowtron, Double Drift, and Brittle Rill, was produced by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.